because of small because of small Spanish that I have learned, I want to suffocate everybody. Hello everyone, my name is Nene Folorin Shaw. You're welcome to my channel. It's been an amazing trip to the Dominican Republic, and I am here to do a review of the resorts we stayed at. We stayed at two resorts. I came with my daughter, and if you're traveling to the Dominican Republic with your family, keep watching this video because I have a few. I'm going to be comparing two resorts, and you can pick which one you want to go to. So let's dive into this video. But before we do that, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Okay, so we stayed at two resorts. One was Occidental Punta Cana, and the other is where I'm currently at, the Bahia Principe Fantasia. So we came to Punta Cana. So we had a few options. I was thinking about going to Puerto Plata, but then I live in Minnesota. So I was thinking I did not want to do a very long trip. If I was going to Puerto Plata, I would have to do a connecting flight, probably through North Carolina or somewhere else. So I decided I was going to do Punta Cana, and I have not regretted it. So Occidental was the first resort we stayed, and we're currently at the Bahia Principe Fantasia. So let's start with food. For food, I prefer the buffet here at the Bahia Principe Fantasia because the variety is amazing. The taste for the buffet, the taste is actually quite good. At Occidental, the food was always so cold. It was so cold. My daughter is a picky eater and she doesn't really care much for food, but she did not like the food at Occidental. So I knew that, okay, we have a problem. But I really like the buffet here and the amount of customizations you do at the buffet. So your eggs, your pancakes, your burger, like the customization is great. And then for a la carte dining, I at Bahia Principe Fantasia, you need to book way in advance, and I'm hearing 10 days in advance before you come here. So if you're coming to the Bahia Principe, make sure you download your app after you've made your reservation. There's an app, and then book your a la carte dining, because trust me, it is not a joke. When you come here, at least I'm at the Fantasia, and yo, these restaurants are booked. They're like booked. It was so hard to find a spot. So I was able to find a spot at a Japanese restaurant. And if you've watched my videos already for about on this trip or about this trip, you will see that I went to a Japanese restaurant. So I got a reservation to that a la carte dining experience, and then I got a reservation to an Italian restaurant here. But getting that was so hard, and I had to check the app like a hawk to wait for someone to cancel. At Occidental, I didn't really have that experience. It was pretty easy to book a la carte dining. It was easier because maybe it wasn't as full as this place or not as bougie as this place. I don't know, but it was easier to book a la carte dining at Occidental versus here. But then if I compared the a la carte dining at both places, I would still pick Bahia Principe. Oh, something I'll mention about Occidental. Occidental had some really good like spots where you can buy food. So taco shop, what do you call it? There was a taco shop, there was a pizza shop, there were like small shops here and there, and those ones actually tasted way better than the what do you call it? The buffet. So that was good that we could actually get stuff around. Here at Fantasia, you can get stuff like snack bars, but I would say that Occidental did better with small spot snack bars within the resort. Now, with the kids club, my daughter loves kids clubs, and at Occidental, she really had a great time. Now, the thing is, Occidental's kids club was a bit more small, but the staff was amazing at Occidental. Great staff, like I cannot say how they were amazing. Like my daughter even said, "Can we add, can we add them on WhatsApp when we get home and chat with them?" I was like, we can't do that. But they were that good at Occidental. The staff was amazing. The kids club, they didn't really have so many kids. Most kids were not showing up to the kids club. So maybe that's why my daughter had quite a tailored experience there. So she had a good time there. Yeah, she really loved it. Now, the kids club at Bahia Principe, I prefer this one because I prefer it for the ambience and for the variety of activities. So what they do here is they have different scheduled activities. So one of the days my daughter baked cookies. They took them to the pool. They did a beanbag toss. They did musical chairs. They did some painting. They did water wars. They had a lot of activities. And what happens is that when they are doing an activity, they'll take a picture of your child and send it to you, so at least you know what your child is doing at the moment. When they change location, they send you a picture and you get to know at least where your child is, so that even if you're within the resort, you can just quickly hop in and say hi. And I did that a few times, where I actually just bumped into them doing an activity and I was able to say hi. So they're able to take them around, so they're not just sitting at the kids club. They're able to go around the resort and do different things. They also did the scavenger hunt, which I think was really fun. And then at Occidental, I will have to pick up my daughter and take her to lunch. But at Bahia Principe, they took my daughter to lunch. So they took all the kids to lunch. And when they were at lunch, they sent me a picture of her eating and what she was eating. So again, fantastic. I think that service was fantastic. But the personalized touch and the relationship my daughter preferred with Occidental, but the activities she prefers Bahia Principe. When I asked her which one is she most likely to come back to, she said Bahia Principe because of the general experience and the variety. The kids club here and the kids club at the other resort at Occidental, which one did you like more?
I like this kids club more because there's more people.
Because there was more people and more activities, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the people at Occidental were really kind too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's talk about rooms. I did not like Occidental rooms. The rooms were dated. They were dated. And it was just little things like the fridge was rusty. And it's a small mini fridge which I feel can easily be changed. But it was so rusty. It was just dated. Like there were cobwebs on it wasn't clean. There were cobwebs on the lights. The lamps were rusty all around the rims. It was just, I had to wipe down. I chose a standard room, but even if it's a standard room, I just felt like it should be neat at least and not be as dated and have rusty fridges where the rust is like if you touch it, you can even hurt yourself. That was how rusty it was. So I didn't like that. I love the rooms here at Bahia Principe Fantasia. We chose a junior deluxe castle view room because I wanted the view of the castle. And this room is beautiful. I really love it. We chose a room with 2 beds. Again, you may have seen the video, or I'm going to insert a clip of the room tour here so you can see it again. But yes, I like the rooms here at the Bahia Principe. Now let's talk about shows. Night shows, I'm struggling with that one. I'm struggling with that because Occidental had, when I looked at their schedule board, even if we're not there for long, I saw maybe a more appealing variety of shows at Occidental. The shows that we attended at Occidental, I actually really loved. They were really good. Here, they've had variety of shows. So we've done a circus show, a pirate show. We've done a few shows, and if you watch my previous video about our experience at Bahia Principe, you would see that. You will see the shows that we had. Maybe the shows were too loud. They were a bit too loud, like the sound wasn't great. So one of after the first night, I had to start taking headphones for my daughter to wear headphones at least to reduce the noise because the sound was whack at the Bahia Principe shows. The Occidental shows I liked, and then I even saw that we missed that one, but they had like a Disney themed show, and I really liked that. Now, because Bahia Principe has castles and all that, I was wondering why I did not see a Disney themed show. You know, I was thinking I felt like that was like expected. So maybe I missed that show, or maybe it is going to happen sometime. But I looked on the app for the upcoming shows, and I still did not see a Disney themed show. So when it comes to shows, I think I'll give it to Occidental. I think Occidental did a better job with their shows. Staff, I think the staff at both resorts were good. Occidental again had a little more of a personalized touch, maybe because it's a smaller resort, so people were more willing to help, um, and people were a bit more friendly. But the people at Bahai are also great, But I found Occidental to feel a bit more like my people. Here I feel like I am at a resort. I feel like I am a guest. At Occidental, I felt like I was at my family. I felt like I was family basically at Occidental. So, so again, those are two different experiences. Some people might prefer the more professional experience with the staff at Bahai versus the more friendly, relationship focused style of the staff at Occidental. So again, it depends on what your preference is, but I think I preferred that feel of home at Occidental. Yeah, I've been talking in this video. The summary of it is, I think Punta Cana is great. If I have to pick out of these two hotels, the one to come back to, I will pick Bahia Principe Fantasia. I will give Occidental a 6 over 10, and I'll give Bahia Principe a 7.5 over 10. And I'm giving those scores because for me the rooms are a big deal. I'm not outside, like I go outside, but I love to come back and not worry so much about the sheets. Because I do this thing where I start checking the sheets and I'm looking and I'm like, am I going to see something weird? I did that a lot at Occidental. Here I felt more calm because the room felt a bit more pristine. So for me, that was like the bulk of the point. And the food, the variety of food at Bahia Principe, for me, I'm a foodie and I'm just like, I can't compromise on the standard of food. So yes, so that's why Bahia would take a greater score. If you want to come to Punta Cana or any of these resorts, feel free to ask me questions and I'll be glad to answer. Will I come back to Punta Cana? Yes, I will. But I will come back probably with my husband or by myself, and I will not stay at an all-inclusive resort because I realized that staying at an all-inclusive resort makes me lazy. I did not go out of the resort. The only time I went out of the resort was to move from the other resort to this one. I did not leave this resort or any of the resorts. So when I come back, I will want to stay in an Airbnb and explore town because there's so much beauty in Punta Cana that I did not experience. I also chose an all-inclusive resort because I was with a child and I didn't want to have to worry about food, about activities and all those things. So yes, I will come back and I'm going to explore the town a bit more. Again, let me know if you've come, what was your experience like, what were the highlights for you? Let me know in the comment section. I hope to do more videos, especially about travel. I've done some traveling in the past few years, but I haven't put it up on YouTube just because I wasn't vlogging at those times and life was lifing. So I took quite a bit of a break from YouTube. I think it's been over 2 years, but I think it's safe to say that I am back. And I hope to keep this going. Okay, so once again, hit the subscribe button, comment and like, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.